Facing pressure to ease the growing humanitarian crisis in Gaza, President Biden tonight announced a dramatic new step. Within days, the U.S. will start providing Palestinians desperately needed aid from the air.
We're going to join with our friends in Jordan and others in providing airdrops of additional food and supplies into Ukraine.
The White House later said the president misspoke and was referring to Gaza. His announcement an acknowledgement that aid trucks are not getting into Gaza quickly enough, though efforts to expedite those convoys remain ongoing. The first airdrops, aides say, will be ready-made meals, and that Israel is supportive of the American efforts. The president tonight also said the U.S. is exploring how to deliver aid by sea. Earlier this week, top UN officials warned a quarter of Gaza's population, more than 500,000 people, are near famine. Tonight's move means U.S. aircraft will soon be flying above a war zone.
This is a tough military mission to do because so many parameters have to be exactly right.
It comes just 24 hours after Palestinian witnesses in Gaza say Israeli troops opened fire on civilians gathering to receive aid off trucks. But the Israeli military says many were trampled in a stampede, and others were shot when they threatened Israeli soldiers.
Innocent people got caught in a terrible war, unable to feed their families, and you saw the response when they tried to get aid in. And we need to do more, and the United States will do more.
And Peter, the demand is so great there. These airdrops could only make just a dent.
Yeah, that's right, Lester. The White House acknowledges that airdrops themselves are not the most efficient or cost-effective way to get food and medical supplies in. Trucks, obviously, a much better way to do this. But White House officials, Lester, say it is worth it to get that additional aid in faster.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.